In a time before a storm, in a land ruled by a god, there was peace, there was prosperity. But time was unkind. A storm raged over the lands and swallowed it whole. The world was lost to time. Now there is only sand and ash, the old god, long forgotten. But in a desolate place, there remains a mark of the old god, a mark of hope. The world as our heroes knew it is no more. The skies have turned permanently dark with black clouds and storms of ash. Cinders in the air and large swaths of the lands are scorched, and their fauna petrified. Creatures no longer seem to die, and their souls are trapped in between the living and the dead. Regular strange storms and the overflowing presence of the undead make travel dangerous and survival hard. Above all that is a curse that seems to blight these lands, and the origins of both the storms and the curse are still unknown. Welcome, honored guest. I see you have made yourself comfortable. I have the great honor to be the first to welcome you into our world. A world with over 10,000 years of written history, with ancient magic and great mysteries. A world where the moons are two and the gods are plenty. A world with dangers and opportunities, but not always in equal measure. A world of the mind of the Creator, where his children roam and our heroes have to survive, or perhaps even thrive. As we will all follow their journey together, let's have them introduce themselves.
Megovanen, Welmet. I am Egerwijn Emdir, proud inheritor of the most ancient bloodlines of this land. I believe that within the blood of my kin, the elves, lies the divine spark that birthed the gods. Over the past decades I have pursued these secrets, practicing alchemy and bloodcraft even when that meant exile. I long to return to my tribe that populate the grasslands of Aetherion, and with my findings unlock the true potential of elfenkind. That I've been transported a complete elven lifetime into a grim future is a hindrance, but one I can surely overcome.
Braggy is the happy-peppy airhead hippo of the group. As far as Braggy knows, he was born in this world, and thus he sees this as his home. His family told Braggy that they originally came from a place called the Lonely Plains, and that they got pulled into this world thanks to a great war. His fellow hippos wanted to go back home, so they trained to become strong and be safe on their journey back home. However, Braggy did not want to train. He often slacked off and would rather sing songs, make music, or tell stories he heard or made up on the spot. One day, Braggy got sent out to look for food and water, and thus he kept walking and walking until he stumbled and came across the rest of the group.
Hi, my name is Moloko. I'm an Arakakra ranger. I remember I was at a party when life as I knew it was hindered by this weird feeling I got. And then I woke up with 3 other strangers in a place that I couldn't recognize. I had to think fast. What to do? Who are these strangers? Why am I here? This land doesn't look kind, but hey, life isn't kind, right? Let's try and make the best of a shitty situation. Oh well, just another notch on my belt of adventures. Let's see where this takes me.
Hi, my name is Baron Stoneface. Sorry, was Baron Stoneface. It's Riz. I'm a librarian and was recently just putting some books away in my personal library when I spotted some of my dad's research. I haven't seen him in so long and I dearly miss him. The pendant he gave me has been cold and lifeless for years. I started tearing up a little bit, honestly. I tried to blink away the tears as I grabbed his notes, but as I did, reality started to warp? I saw my library, my home, and everything I had tear away, smear across my vision and dissipate. In a panic, I changed from my true form into the author, Baron Stoneface, a dwarf who wrote Enduring Polite Society, Table Manners for Dwarves. It's a great read, honestly. I woke up in a crater in a different world, with 3 kind strangers. My pendant was warm to the touch. What in Ayun's name is going on?
In a time before a storm, in a land ruled by a god, there was peace, there was prosperity. But time was unkind. A storm raged over the lands and swallowed it whole. The world was lost to time. Now there is only sand and ash, the old god, long forgotten. But in a desolate place, there remains a mark of the old god, a mark of hope. The world as our heroes knew it is no more. The skies have turned permanently dark with black clouds and storms of ash. Cinders in the air and large swaths of the lands are scorched, and their fauna petrified. Creatures no longer seem to die, and their souls are trapped in between the living and the dead. Regular strange storms and the overflowing presence of the undead make travel dangerous and survival hard. Above all that is a curse that seems to blight these lands, and the origins of both the storms and the curse are still unknown. Welcome, honored guest. I see you have made yourself comfortable. I have the great honor to be the first to welcome you into our world. A world with over 10,000 years of written history, with ancient magic and great mysteries. A world where the moons are 2 and the gods are plenty. A world with dangers and opportunities, but not always in equal measure. A world of the mind of the Creator, where his children roam and our heroes have to survive, or perhaps even thrive. As we will all follow their journey together, let's have them introduce themselves.
Meegovaden, welmet. I am S1E17, proud inheritor of the most ancient bloodlines of this land. I believe that within the blood of my kin, the elves, lies the divine spark that birthed the gods. Over the past decades I have pursued these secrets, practicing alchemy and bloodcraft even when that meant exile. I long to return to my tribe that populate the grasslands of 8th Therian, and with my findings unlock the true potential of elfin kind. That I've been transported a complete elfin lifetime into a grim future is a hindrance, but one I can surely overcome.
Waggy is the happy-peppy airhead hippo of the group. As far as Waggy knows, he was born in this world, and thus he sees this as his home. His family told Waggy that they originally came from a place called the Lonely Plains, and that they got pulled into this world thanks to a great war. His fellow hippos wanted to go back home, so they trained to become strong and be safe on their journey back home. However, Waggy did not want to train. He often slacked off and would rather sing songs, make music, or tell stories he heard or made up on the spot. One day, where he got sent out to look for food and water, and thus he kept walking and walking until he stumbled and came across the rest of the group.
Hi, my name is Moloko. I'm an Arakakra ranger. I remember I was at a party when life as I knew it was hindered by this weird feeling I got. And then I woke up with 3 other strangers in a place that I couldn't recognize. I had to think fast. What to do? Who are these strangers? Why am I here? This land doesn't look kind, but hey, life isn't kind, right? Let's try and make the best of a shitty situation. Oh well, just another notch on my belt of adventures. Let's see where this takes me.
Hi, my name is Baron Stoneface. Sorry, was Baron Stoneface. It's Riz. I'm a librarian and was recently just putting some books away in my personal library when I spotted some of my dad's research. I haven't seen him in so long and I dearly miss him. The pendant he gave me has been cold and lifeless for years. I started tearing up a little bit, honestly. I tried to blink away the tears as I grabbed his notes, but as I did, reality started to warp? I saw my library, my home, and everything I had tear away, smear across my vision and dissipate. In a panic, I changed from my true form into the author, Baron Stoneface, a dwarf who wrote Enduring Polite Society, Table Manners for Dwarves. It's a great read, honestly. I woke up in a crater in a different world, with 3 kind strangers. My pendant was warm to the touch. What in Ayun's name is going on?
In a time before a storm, in a land ruled by a god, there was peace, there was prosperity. But time was unkind. A storm raged over the lands and swallowed it whole. The world was lost to time. Now there is only sand and ash, the old god, long forgotten. But in a desolate place, there remains a mark of the old god, a mark of hope. The world as our heroes knew it is no more. The skies have turned permanently dark with black clouds and storms of ash. Cinders in the air and large swaths of the lands are scorched, and their fauna petrified. Creatures no longer seem to die, and their souls are trapped in between the living and the dead. Regular strange storms and the overflowing presence of the undead make travel dangerous and survival hard. Above all that is a curse that seems to blight these lands, and the origins of both the storms and the curse are still unknown. Welcome, honored guest. I see you have made yourself comfortable. I have the great honor to be the first to welcome you into our world. A world with over 10,000 years of written history, with ancient magic and great mysteries. A world where the moons are 2 and the gods are plenty. A world with dangers and opportunities, but not always in equal measure. A world of the mind of the Creator, where his children roam and our heroes have to survive, or perhaps even thrive. As we will all follow their journey together, let's have them introduce themselves.
Megovanen, Welmet. I am S1E17, proud inheritor of the most ancient bloodlines of this land. I believe that within the blood of my kin, the elves, lies the divine spark that birthed the gods. Over the past decades, I have pursued these secrets, practicing alchemy and bloodcraft even when that meant exile. I long to return to my tribe that populate the grasslands of 8th Therian, and with my findings unlock the true potential of elfenkind. That I've been transported a complete elven lifetime into a grim future is a hindrance, but one I can surely overcome.
Waggy is the happy-peppy airhead hippo of the group. As far as Waggy knows, he was born in this world, and thus he sees this as his home. His family told Waggy that they originally came from a place called the Lonely Plains, and that they got pulled into this world thanks to a great war. His fellow hippos wanted to go back home, so they trained to become strong and be safe on their journey back home. However, Waggy did not want to train. He often slacked off and would rather sing songs, make music, or tell stories he heard or made up on the spot. One day, Waggy got sent out to look for food and water, and thus he kept walking and walking until he stumbled and came across the rest of the group.
Hi, my name is Moloko. I'm an Arakakra ranger. I remember I was at a party when life as I knew it was hindered by this weird feeling I got. And then I woke up with 3 other strangers in a place that I couldn't recognize. I had to think fast. What to do? Who are these strangers? Why am I here? This land doesn't look kind, but hey, life isn't kind, right? Let's try and make the best of a shitty situation. Oh well, just another notch on my belt of adventures. Let's see where this takes me.
Hi, my name is Baron Stoneface. Sorry, was Baron Stoneface. It's Riz. I am a librarian and was recently just putting some books away in my personal library when I spotted some of my dad's research. I haven't seen him in so long and I dearly miss him. The pendant he gave me has been cold and lifeless for years. I started tearing up a little bit, honestly. I tried to blink away the tears as I grabbed his notes. But as I did, reality started to warp? I saw my library, my home, and everything I had tear away, smear across my vision and dissipate. In a panic, I changed from my true form into the author, Baron Stoneface, a dwarf who wrote Enduring Polite Society, Table Manners for Dwarves. It's a great read, honestly. I woke up in a crater in a different world, with 3 kind strangers. My pendant was warm to the touch. What in Ayun's name is going on?
In a time before a storm, in a land ruled by a god, there was peace, there was prosperity. But time was unkind. A storm raged over the lands and swallowed it whole. The world was lost to time. Now there is only sand and ash, the old god, long forgotten. But in a desolate place, there remains a mark of the old god, a mark of hope. The world as our heroes knew it is no more. The skies have turned permanently dark with black clouds and storms of ash. Cinders in the air and large swaths of the lands are scorched, and their fauna petrified. Creatures no longer seem to die, and their souls are trapped in between the living and the dead. Regular strange storms and the overflowing presence of the undead make travel dangerous and survival hard. Above all that is a curse that seems to blight these lands, and the origins of both the storms and the curse are still unknown. Welcome, honored guest. I see you have made yourself comfortable. I have the great honor to be the first to welcome you into our world. A world with over 10,000 years of written history, with ancient magic and great mysteries. A world where the moons are two and the gods are plenty. A world with dangers and opportunities, but not always in equal measure. A world of the mind of the Creator, where his children roam and our heroes have to survive, or perhaps even thrive. As we will all follow their journey together, let's have them introduce themselves.
Meegovaden, welmet. I am S1E17, proud inheritor of the most ancient bloodlines of this land. I believe that within the blood of my kin, the elves, lies the divine spark that birthed the gods. Over the past decades I have pursued these secrets, practicing alchemy and bloodcraft even when that meant exile. I long to return to my tribe that populate the grasslands of 8th Therian, and with my findings unlock the true potential of elfin kind. That I've been transported a complete elfin lifetime into a grim future is a hindrance, but one I can surely overcome.
Waggy is the happy-peppy airhead hippo of the group. As far as Waggy knows, he was born in this world, and thus he sees this as his home. His family told Waggy that they originally came from a place called the Lonely Plains, and that they got pulled into this world thanks to a great war. His fellow hippos wanted to go back home, so they trained to become strong and be safe on their journey back home. However, Waggy did not want to train. He often slacked off and would rather sing songs, make music, or tell stories he heard or made up on the spot. One day, Waggy got sent out to look for food and water, and thus he kept walking and walking until he stumbled and came across the rest of the group.
Hi, my name is Moloko. I'm an Arakakra ranger. I remember I was at a party when life as I knew it was hindered by this weird feeling I got. And then I woke up with 3 other strangers in a place that I couldn't recognize. I had to think fast. What to do? Who are these strangers? Why am I here? This land doesn't look kind, but hey, life isn't kind, right? Let's try and make the best of a shitty situation. Oh well, just another notch on my belt of adventures. Let's see where this takes me.
Hi, my name is Baron Stoneface. Sorry, was Baron Stoneface. It's Riz. I am a librarian and was recently just putting some books away in my personal library when I spotted some of my dad's research. I haven't seen him in so long and I dearly miss him. The pendant he gave me has been cold and lifeless for years. I started tearing up a little bit, honestly. I tried to blink away the tears as I grabbed his notes, but as I did, reality started to warp? I saw my library, my home, and everything I had tear away, smear across my vision and dissipate. In a panic, I changed from my true form into the author, Baron Stoneface, a dwarf who wrote Enduring Polite Society, Table Manners for Dwarves. It's a great read, honestly. I woke up in a crater in a different world, with 3 kind strangers. My pendant was warm to the touch. What in Ayun's name is going on?
In a time before a storm, in a land ruled by a god, there was peace, there was prosperity. But time was unkind. A storm raged over the lands and swallowed it whole. The world was lost to time. Now there is only sand and ash, the old god, long forgotten. But in a desolate place, there remains a mark of the old god, a mark of hope. The world as our heroes knew it is no more. The skies have turned permanently dark with black clouds and storms of ash. Cinders in the air and large swaths of the lands are scorched, and their fauna petrified. Creatures no longer seem to die, and their souls are trapped in between the living and the dead. Regular strange storms and the overflowing presence of the undead make travel dangerous and survival hard. Above all that is a curse that seems to blight these lands, and the origins of both the storms and the curse are still unknown. Welcome, honored guest. I see you have made yourself comfortable. I have the great honor to be the first to welcome you into our world. A world with over 10,000 years of written history, with ancient magic and great mysteries. A world where the moons are two and the gods are plenty. A world with dangers and opportunities, but not always in equal measure. A world of the mind of the Creator, where his children roam and our heroes have to survive, or perhaps even thrive. As we will all follow their journey together, let's have them introduce themselves.
Meekovanen, welmet. I am S1E17, proud inheritor of the most ancient bloodlines of this land. I believe that within the blood of my kin, the elves, lies the divine spark that birthed the gods. Over the past decades I have pursued these secrets, practicing alchemy and bloodcraft even when that meant exile. I long to return to my tribe that populate the grasslands of Aetherion, and with my findings unlock the true potential of elfenkind. That I've been transported a complete elven lifetime into a grim future is a hindrance, but one I can surely overcome.
Waggy is the happy-peppy airhead hippo of the group. As far as Waggy knows, he was born in this world, and thus he sees this as his home. His family told Waggy that they originally came from a place called the Lonely Plains, and that they got pulled into this world thanks to a great war. His fellow hippos wanted to go back home, so they trained to become strong and be safe on their journey back home. However, Waggy did not want to train. He often slacked off and would rather sing songs, make music, or tell stories he heard or made up on the spot. One day, Waggy got sent out to look for food and water, and thus he kept walking and walking until he stumbled and came across the rest of the group.
Hi, my name is Moloko. I'm an Arakakra ranger. I remember I was at a party when life as I knew it was hindered by this weird feeling I got. And then I woke up with 3 other strangers in a place that I couldn't recognize. I had to think fast. What to do? Who are these strangers? Why am I here? This land doesn't look kind, but hey, life isn't kind, right? Let's try and make the best of a shitty situation. Oh well, just another notch on my belt of adventures. Let's see where this takes me.
Hi, my name is Baron Stoneface. Sorry, was Baron Stoneface. It's Riz. I'm a librarian and was recently just putting some books away in my personal library when I spotted some of my dad's research. I haven't seen him in so long and I dearly miss him. The pendant he gave me has been cold and lifeless for years. I started tearing up a little bit, honestly. I tried to blink away the tears as I grabbed his notes, but as I did, reality started to warp? I saw my library, my home, and everything I had tear away, smear across my vision and dissipate. In a panic, I changed from my true form into the author, Baron Stoneface, a dwarf who wrote Enduring Polite Society, Table Manners for Dwarves.
Yes.
Bowls. Hello. Oh, not even prepared. How professional of me.
Again.
We're all professionals.
Yeah.
We are all
That's
professionals
why
at
we
the
get paid
moment.
the big bucks.
We wish.
Hello, welcome. Last session, quick recap. You arrived at the city of Golden Fields. You entered the city of Golden Fields, split up. One group searching for a place to stay the night, and Moloko going for a little shopping. Was intercepted by a strangely open, friendly character that was extremely interested in Moloko's person.
Leadership capabilities.
Exactly. Went
Oh,
on
character.
a little date, lunch date, and gained you could say a favorable deal. 2 rings with sending stones and 2 sending stones for a single gold piece. The others of the group were summoned to, as well as Monaco, to the office of this strange figure who turned out to be the leader of one of the biggest, if not the biggest, merchant guild of this city. Being a very helpful fellow, very interested in becoming a potential partner in business with you. He offered a lot of help and considering his limited knowledge. The the others left before Riz could go on his lore whoring. And that is where we left.
Don't forget, we got healing potions and a pot of awakening.
Oh yeah, you did.
Yeah, I see.
Moloko,
Yes.
you are back at the
The high tower.
no, back at the inn.
Oh.
You both went to the Two Rivers Inn,
Yeah.
where Braggy, I assume, used his position to get the penthouse suite. Oh,
Did you or did you not, Braggy?
Break it for sure. Break is real quick, be right back.
okay.
Oh, okay.
In the meantime, Moloko, you suddenly hear it's an old phone sound, the ringing of a
Tring,
the
tring.
1970s phone.
Yes. I grabbed the horn. Hello?
Okay. I I do not mean to worry you, and this might be a very early use of our sending stones,
Mm-hmm.
but your friend has suddenly gone very cold and unconscious.
Wait, what? My friend has gone cold and unconscious?
Yes, he was investigating a book of some interest, apparently. I gifted
Uh,
him. I have no use of such a tome, but
did he cast message again?
I'm not aware of if he cast message or not, but he did cast a certain investigative spell. It might have been something detect magic or
Yeah, my friend and magic.
identify those kinds of things.
Yeah, all right. I guess I'll be back then.
All right. I'll keep him on the couch for now.
All right, I'll be back.
Very well.
Who was that?
That was our good friend Golden, who informed
Ready?
us. Yeah, he informed us that our good friend Riz kind of turned into cold and passive. I don't
Die
know.
again.
I don't know. He cast a spell.
Oh god.
Yeah, I know.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
If I'm
Okay,
gonna miss my buffet from thanks to this, I'm gonna be mad.
I can understand.
Okay, it is starting to get later in the evening. It took a while because Braggy cannot fly, so Braggy had to go with the cart back, which takes a while. It's not like a direct route. So it's getting a little later in the evening as you come upon the very large tower with the emblem of the Golden Association. You are not stopped at all, just like last time, and you do know the route. You do not know if you're exactly how the teleportation works,
Mm-hmm.
but you are not stopped at all. You can see that the eyes do fall constantly on your emblems.
It's good to know someone.
Exactly. Right, let's hurry up. Let's get him back. What you need.
Let's go get him.
Okay, you step on the platform that brought you up previously. You
Yes.
see a brief flicker from your from the pin. It is clearly reacting to something. It might have just been a key of some kind, and in a flash, you are back in the office of Gaulder. Ah, you made it.
Yeah. So
You can see that he started a fire in his fireplace and has the interior has shifted slightly. He has moved a couch towards the fireplace for in the hopes that the heat from the fireplace will prevent Riz from dying from hypothermia.
I want to slap him across the cheeks. See if he
Okay.
wakes up.
Make a strength check for me.
Normal strength. Say 21.
Okay, yeah, you're pretty powerful.
Oh no.
You're pretty strong. So you slap Riz, and you can see that he's already quite palish, even though he was in his dwarven form. His slightly paler skin became even paler, but there is a massive red mark from your slap. Riz, you do awake with a massive burning sensation in your cheek.
Ah!
Without even questioning what's going on, I whip him across my shoulder and I head back to the cart.
Wait! Whoa!
No,
What?
Eat. I have a whole ass buffet waiting for me.
I immediately pat everything down. Do I have everything? Do I have the necklace? Do I have the book?
You have everything you remember, but the book doesn't seem to be
Able to
physically present. You can see it, but
Mhm.
it is following you ethereally as Braggy just walks away with you on his shoulder.
Thank you, Gaulder, for everything. Sorry about the mess.
You're very welcome. Are you all right? You went out cold.
Do I feel all right?
You do feel extremely cold, but you're not missing any vitality per se. You do make a either a wisdom or a religion check for me.
Ooh,
Just a straight wisdom or religion.
That will be religion in that case. I have to ask, of course, Fae, Fiend, or Undead.
No.
Okay, that will be a 12.
Okay. It feels like your already faint presence has become slightly fainter. Ever since you died and was and your father sacrificed himself for you, you have felt faint. Something in you was not completely whole. And it seems that either through some kind of stress or maybe magic or other interference, that already faint existence has been stretched out even thinner.
Yeah, I'd like to try and wriggle loose.
Okay, make an acrobatics or athletics check against.
Natural 20.
Okay.
Total of 23.
Braggy, make an acrobatics check. Try to beat it.
Oh no.
Only 21.
Let's say 15.
Okay. You do wriggle loose. You do manage to get loose, and you land not quite graciously on the ground, but you are free.
Reggie, I can walk.
Okay. You better hurry up then.
Well,
I'm still at Gaulder's place, right? I never left.
I know you can fly.
I know.
I am going to my food. I am on a mission.
They had already both. What I assume is that Braggy just dragged Riz into the teleporter. They are both downstairs as Riz wiggled himself out of Braggy's control, and you are indeed still in Gaulder's office.
Oh, we've already teleported. Okay.
Yep.
Does this happen often? Is this?
Well, it happens more than we would like to. I mean,
I see.
He kind of died a few times.
I see. Yeah, you seemed very calm under all this happening.
Yeah, it's not the first time that he turned very cold or died. I mean, I've seen him as a puddle of blood once.
I see. Is this some kind of mental problem or
I'm not sure if it's mental, only the fact that he's an idiot sometimes, but don't know.
it is not purposeful disregard for one's life?
No, he's just
Okay.
I don't know. We need to work on this. I'm sorry for the inconvenience, by the way. I'm really sorry.
Not at all. It was apparently more of a shock to me than it was to any of you.
Yeah. Oh, as long as he's still breathing, there's nothing that we can't do to fix him.
Yes. I wish you good luck with this unfortunate
Thank you.
fate, perhaps.
Well, we're trying to do our best to deal with it and live with it. And thank you for taking good care of my friend. And
But of course.
I bid you good night. And
you too.
And I'm off.
Okay, you followed behind.
Yeah.
I would assume that because you are flying, you can just easily fly up in the sky and spot them once you're outside.
And I already been to the inn.
Yeah, exactly.
So I follow them. Yeah, go to the inn.
I see.
You make it back to the inn, and you can see, unlike before, there seem to be more of those mercenary types or guards of the Golden Assembly. Each of, well, at least Riz and Monaco might assume that it is some kind of protective measure for new relations.
Okay.
It might also be a form of keeping an eye on
new relations.
Strange new relations.
While we are traveling in a car towards the inn, I would like to ask Breggy. Breggy, do you have a soul?
What's that?
I was just curious. You know, an inner, I don't know, spirit or something.
Becky goes silent for a second and he's gonna talking to his little body in his head. Hey, yo, do I have one? What you just said?
The creature, your friend, comes out, twists around your shoulders as a snake that is laying on its master's or its owner's shoulders. Looks at you and then shakes his head in a no kind of way.
Can I tell that he's talking to the snake? Does he? How does that look?
He is speaking out loud.
Yeah, but no, Becky just talking like to the air or something.
But you can't see. You can see him trace his something with his eyes, but you can't see what it is. You can't clearly see it.
That's dope. Okay.
Apparently I don't have one.
Hmm. Oh,
I don't know what I don't know and what I don't have. I can't be bothered.
were you just talking to your buddy, your
Yeah,
mountain snake buddy?
buddy.
Um, could you ask him a question for me?
I can try, sure.
Yeah, does he know of any big green snakes that kind of look similar-ish, like the pretty stone jade kind of green, and this one was wearing a crown of golden necklaces or something like that. Does that
I
ring a
so
bell?
green snake with a fancy hat and bling bling necklaces.
Exactly.
Mr. Buddy, do you know anything about a green snake with a fancy hat and bling bling necklaces? That's kind of looking pompous, probably, for a snake.
Your friend starts drifting around in the air, clearly thinking or pensive, and then just looks at you with a face like as if it's shrugging, like, I don't know.
Does he recognize this and
I
take out the necklace?
before I do that, yeah, I'm gonna talking to the snake right now. Why are you shrugging? Are you being a little whoosh again?
He appears quite close to your head, looking directly at you, and then like twisted its head a bit, like you almost envision like a question mark appear above its head.
No, what you gonna say, Wiz?
Oh, I was wondering if your buddy knows this necklace, and I take out the necklace.
As Riz takes out his necklace, Braggy, you can see your friend suddenly recoils and immediately re-enters your form. And you can feel it grow silent.
Get that thing away right now.
Ah, so that's a yes, and I immediately put it away.
It does not seem good. He seems to be not liking it very much.
I agree. I don't like it either.
I sell it and make it someone else's problem.
No, no, I think I need to return it. I think
Alright.
it's the problem though. I don't know where I took it from.
Well, then place it somewhere where you don't know.
What do you mean? Place it somewhere where
If you took it from like somewhere, but you don't know where you took it from. What if you place it somewhere where you don't know it anymore? So it evens itself out.
Yeah, okay. I stole it from a giant green dragon because I thought it was similar to your buddy, and your buddy seems pretty friendly. Um,
It was very clearly not a dragon. It was very much
a
snake-like.
snake. Yeah, but
Just that we are
yeah.
on the same page.
No, we are. But yeah. So I was dreaming, and then I took it, and then I woke up, and then I actually had it. But I don't know where I was in my dream. So I'm afraid the snake is gonna get angry at me and try to find me. So I kind of wanna bring it back before that happens.
Honestly, I would just throw it somewhere randomly. If the snake wants his necklace back, he can just go look for it himself then. I don't want to get bothered with anyone else's unnecessarily shit anymore.
Yeah, I do tend to do that, don't I?
Yep.
All right, clear. I will try to see if I can figure out what exactly this necklace is, and then maybe we can sell it, or at least get some money for it. maybe. Oh, look, we're here. You can enjoy dinner.
Before Reggie is gonna get some dinner, he's gonna walk through the reception.
Okay.
And very fancily, he puts the medallion down. Penthouse, please.
Yes, of course. Esteemed guest. He immediately grabs a little bell, and there are a couple of bellboys coming. Uh, Please escort our guest to the penthouse suite. Is there something else that you would like, sir?
Now, there's a buffet downstairs, but can you bring the buffet upstairs to the penthouse?
Of course, that can be arranged.
And
He immediately writes it down on a paper.
Perfectly. That's all.
Very good. We will have it as soon as possible, sir.
Thank you.
He bows a little,
Reggie
and
bows
you
back.
are.
Because he's like,
Okay.
why is he bowing?
You are escorted by a group of. They look a lot more butler-like than the other workers here in the hotel, and they are very clearly meant for esteemed guests to help them with potential cargo or like luggage or particular tasks. There are your butlers for your stay.
Ooh. Do you need anything, miss?
I'm just gonna go to the normal buffet and get a salad or something.
But they're bringing the salad to us.
Yes, but I want to check out the spa.
Fair.
Enjoy.
I will do, don't worry. But Peggy goes to the penthouse alone and just waits for the buffet, I guess.
You move to the penthouse, and it is in the rear, like where the captain's quarters would be traditionally. Because this inn is a ship and it is slightly tilted, you would think that the floors would all be like at an angle, but it seems that they have remodeled every floor so that it is surface with gravity, and you are in a massive room. It seems larger from the inside than it could be from the outside. You have there is a pool and a hot tub in the room. There is a big living room with what seems to be a sheet of transparent, like glass almost, that is in the middle on a nightstand or a little, well, not a little, but a coffee table kind of thing. And you can see that there are all sorts of birds and other animals moving around on this transparent glass or in the glass, but they're all like, they're not there. It's not physically there. It's just pictures moving inside.
quickly out of character. Do you guys know the one like a cat sees like those fish on an iPad? And he like
Mhm.
tries to say,
What?
and he tries to. Do you guys know like the thing where you grab an iPad and you put like some random pictures of like mouses that like moving around and a cat tries to catch them on the iPad? That's basically Braggy right now with the transparent stuff and the birds on there.
You try to grab the birds from the glass, but it's just a solid piece of glass, and they're not actually there. And it seems almost like an illusion.
Oh, Barry grabs a comfortable looking chair and he's gonna sit down and he's gonna wait for the food.
Okay. After about 20 minutes, there is a knock on the door.
Barry knocks back. Hello.
Sir, the buffet, we have made it ready.
But if you could like yoink the entire door frame off, he would when he opens the door.
Okay. You violently and rapidly open the double doors to this penthouse, and you can see a massive row of all sorts of attendees, like holding big plates with all sorts of food. And there are also a lot of carts on which there are massive cakes and tarts, and there are bowls of all sorts of different food. There is stews, there is just meat, and it's all being moved in. It's almost as if it's not uncommon, and as if they've done it before. They very quickly make a space next to the dining table where all this food is stalled out, and it is more food than you've probably ever seen in your life.
Barry looks at the butler and says, "Do you guys want some food?"
They do not. They look not directly at you, but in your direction. And it is not customary for us to eat in the presence of our
Are you hungry?
master. We have eaten before, but thank you very much.
Righty then.
Riz,
I guess thank you.
okay. You start feasting on the buffet. Riz, you are in the public buffet, and
Yes.
it is a big, fancy looking restaurant, but you can clearly see that the food is made in bulk, relatively easy to make and to maintain in large quantity. There is probably, it is slightly less quality than if you were to order something specifically.
Makes sense.
There are quite a lot of patrons, but there are also quite a few tables that seem to be reserved specifically for each room number. And you had received a room number before, but you now also know that Braggy has claimed the penthouse.
And is there a penthouse number? Like
There
as
is a VIP section, which seems to be an area that is curtained off for a little more privacy.
Do I see people from, our new friend, the extra guards, who are specifically looking either at me or at the VIP area?
No, though there are guards protecting the VIP area. They are not specifically looking at you.
Okay. I'll just take, as I said, a salad of sorts. Try to get some fresh greens, tomatoes, maybe a cheese or two, and take that, eat it fast, and then go towards the sauna.
Okay. You can grab the table that would have been for your old room, for which you still paid.
True.
You sit there, you eat your salad. You can arrange all sorts of different types of salads, and there is walnuts, all different types of nuts. There are all different types of say sauces, but you don't really dressings.
I stay away from the dressings, the sauces.
Okay.
It's a fairly sober meal. I eat it pretty fast, and I think I would go to the penthouse afterwards first to get rid of any valuables I might have before I go to the sauna, because I don't want to leave it in a public area, but I do, it's a sauna. You're not going to go in fully armored.
Okay. You go back to the penthouse and you also see this lavish buffet, almost the same size as the one for the general public, in the dining room, with Braggy just chomping down on all different kinds of foods, all mixed together.
Exactly. Braggy's probably like basically tripled in size because of all the food at this point.
What's your favorite so far, Braggy, from this whole buffet? That was really good. I do agree. Yeah. All right, I'll be in the sauna. I drop all my shit.
Okay.
I do want to specifically bring the book, though.
Okay, yeah.
Also, question. Do I leave my weapon and my cloak and my armor?
As soon as you... that's a very good question. As soon... if you're planning to take off your armor...
Mm-hmm. I am.
I would like you to make a wisdom check. Or a saving throw, sorry.
Saving throw. 17.
Okay. You resist the urge to quickly put your armor back on, but you can't quite have peace of mind knowing that your own valuable armor is laying there in that room unprotected for anyone to take. It does distract you a little from your relaxing sauna.
But I am able to leave it behind.
But you are able to leave it behind.
Okay. As soon as I notice that this feeling, I get the hell out of the room. Like, I force myself to leave immediately.
Okay. It still lingers.
I know. But that bothers me more than the fact that I'm leaving my armor behind.
Before, when Mrs. One like running away out of the door, Braggy quickly seems... You wanted to get rid of the pendant, right? Of like the necklace?
I turn around, put on the pendant, and then leave.
Okay. You put on the pendant.
Braggy wanted to throw it out the window. I'll be done with it.
Yeah, no, I bring the necklace with me as soon as he reminds me that he knows too much already.
As you pick up the pendant from your pack of clothes, and you briefly glance over between the pendant and your armor, you get a strange feeling of rivalry. A spark of anger flushes through you, but it's not your anger. It seems to be something else is mad, extremely mad.
It's your armor.
So it's mad at me for putting on the pendant, or it's mad at the pendant / necklace itself?
You can't quite
Just-
pinpoint, and you don't know if it is coming directly from the armor or from the necklace. But there is at least some anger pointed towards either of them.
Okay.
It's very difficult but you touch it, and it's a bit like how in the when Gandalf touches the ring in Lord of the Ring.
Oh, yeah.
He briefly feels that anger. It's a bit the same. You suddenly feel a rush of emotion.
There's a giant red cat eye flash in front of my vision for a second.
No, not like that, but it
Okay.
is. There is definitely some kind of tension.
Okay. Good to know. I'll also ignore that for now.
Okay. You rush towards the sauna. Moloko, in the meantime, what are you doing?
Yeah, I wanted to ritually cast Detect Poison and Disease. So when he came in, that I could scan him.
On Riz. Okay. He does not seem to be diseased or poisoned.
Okay.
But you can clearly see on him that he has like bags under his eyes. He looks tired and a bit burned up, as if he has experienced a lot of fatigue recently.
And he's going towards the sauna. Okay. I tell him to be hasty about his. Be hasty about your visit to the sauna and come back quickly.
Oh, why? What's up?
We all need a sleep, I guess.
I need rest.
Yeah.
But that's exactly why I'm going to the sauna.
Yeah, that's not rest. That's just
Relaxation?
Yes.
Yeah. I think my mind needs it more than my body. So, but thank you for looking out. That's appreciated.
I think they both need it. You have bags under your eyes. You look very tired. And you were out cold. Literally cold. Again.
Again, sauna, you know? I mean, you feel free to join me if you're not sure if this is a good idea, but I'm heading to the sauna.
I'm just saying, I don't care if you go to the sauna. Just go do it quickly, come back and sleep. You need rest.
All right, I'll keep it in mind.
No, don't keep it in mind. Do it. You know what happens when you don't listen to me?
But this time we're talking about going to bed an hour earlier or not. That's not going to make that much of a difference.
You're going to dehydrate yourself.
I'll drink an extra glass of water.
I think you need more than just one glass.
Drink.
Anywho, just do it quickly. Come back. You need some sleep. You can go to the sauna tomorrow again.
No, we're moving out tomorrow, right?
Well, before we go, you can go to the sauna before we go.
You know what? If we leave tomorrow morning at first light, I'll go to bed right now.
Deal.
Cool. Good night. And I go to the room.
Okay. you go back. You enter your. There are multiple rooms, and they're in this suite. There, it is clearly meant for. There is one master bedroom, very clearly, but there is also room for guests. I do not know who claims which room.
I'll take the smallest room. I don't need much.
Yeah, Braggy can have the master bedroom.
Okay. The master bedroom is a very massive king-sized bed. Don't quite know what these sizes are, but it's a very big
It's a triple
bed.
king.
Yeah, triple king.
I mean, a triple king size bed is probably like a normal one-person bed for Braggy.
You
Especially
are
right now.
rotund, but it's definitely now after you've eaten. But it is a bed that is also supposed to accommodate larger creatures in the sense that it should also be a sizable bed for Goliaths and the like.
Nice.
It is clearly intended to be spacious regardless of your race or size.
Yeah.
Riz, you open the door of the smallest room and you can clearly see that in one corner there is a very fancy looking crib, and there is it is a double-sized bed, but for clearly intended for kids or those of smaller stature.
Oh. I don't want to sleep in a kid's room. I go to the next room.
Okay.
You can have
You
the
go
master
in-
bedroom.
Yep, I just don't want to sleep in a kid's room. That's all.
Okay. You go into the room next to it, and it's you notice this room is a lot less decorated. It is probably meant for a nanny or someone who cares for the kids of whichever rich bastard can afford to sleep here. But it is a lot more neutral, but it is a very comfortable room nonetheless. There is a desk, and there is a beautiful wooden I only can find the French word currently. Armoire, a
I do know
closet.
what you mean. Oh yeah, okay.
Or,
and
as the French would say, a closet.
Closet is a name.
Yeah, it's for
That's
closet.
closet.
Closet, but closet is also the toilet.
Funny, I literally watched Les
you
Miserables
could, yeah.
yesterday.
But it's just the English word with a French accent. Closet.
Closet.
Yeah.
Shut the door. Where?
I will get ready for bed as I promised to do, in a little bit of a ritualistic way, washing my hands and my face, and getting out of my normal clothes and folding them up and putting them somewhere, not on the ground, but somewhere where it makes sense. I will get on my knees and make a prayer to Ayun. Not any particular prayer, just one to reaffirm both ways, I guess, that there is still a connection, and that to reaffirm that I'm still on her path. And after that, I will lay in bed and just probably kind of like doom scrolling on your phone, but this time through the book, not looking for anything in particular, just seeing what the pages decide they want to show me, just mindlessly reading bit by bit before I shut off the lights and go to sleep.
Okay.
While the rest is kind of busy with going to sleep, or like in this day, kind of like TikTok reading in a book. Becky would like to very quietly go to the sauna.
Okay.
I'm not going to bed.
Becky is certain that Moloko is also sleeping, so he's still going. At least he thinks he's very quietly going to the sauna.
Okay. I would like you to make a stealth check, and I would say with disadvantage because you have been
Binge eating.
Yeah,
I was
binge
gonna say,
eating.
I'm basically like even more rotund than I normally am.
Yeah.
To be
You
fair,
quite-
perfectly round
you-
ball can roll very silently.
True that.
Yeah, but you don't know your own like size anymore, so you can bump into stuff more easily.
Disadvantage stealth. Say 7.
Okay.
You break the entire door.
Even my sleeping passive perception knows that Braggy is leaving.
Yep.
Yeah. Somehow it was a very silent and beautiful, like beautifully oiled door, like the hinges. But when Braggy opens the door, there is a very loud creaking noise as the door very slowly opens. And every step Braggy makes, the entire floor starts to buckle under the new weight of the massive hippo and start to creak. And both of you immediately notice that Braggy is on the move.
Whatever you're doing, have fun.
Becky does like quiet. And Becky's still thinking he's very quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, very, very quiet.
You hear from Riz's room. Can you keep it down? I'm trying to sleep.
Why are you awake then?
To get back to your little prayer in your book TikToking,
Yes.
as Braggy put it. As you finish your prayer, you clearly feel and you glimpse what you assume to be the eyes in the corners of your eyes. Like they're slightly behind you. You can't quite catch them every time you try to look directly at them, but it's very clear that she is responding, just not in a very obvious way.
Mm-hmm.
That is a bit of her.
Yeah.
That is her MO. And as you start laying down and flipping through the book, there is a very brief passage. Most of the pages are just empty. It seems that there's currently nothing interesting for you to read. But then there is a very small print at the bottom of one of the pages as you flip it over, and it is talking about an entity called Hassan.
Okay.
You've never heard of this entity before, and it is a description of a child in green clothing, or a green hood over its head, and it's walking through a forest on bare feet. It's looking around. It is clearly lost. And it's strange. The book talks about the about a different perspective. It's in this perspective, like, of someone observing this Hassan walking through a forest. The book is always, or the pages are often written in very weird perspectives. Sometimes from the perspective of the writer itself, sometimes from the perspective of the person it is about, sometimes of just potentially an almighty observer simply looking at whatever is happening. But it's a very small passage, and it does not go into any detail.
Okay. It does not describe the forest or anything? Mainly asking that because I want to know if it's similar to the forest I was in.
It describes it is a large forest. You only glean that from the passage that it talks that he is ever walking. That might be in circles, or it's just so big that in this small passage he has not reached an end to the forest yet.
Okay. Yeah, that seems similar. I think that's the last passage that Riz will read that night. He'll put away the book and try to sleep.
Okay. Braggy, in the meantime, what are you, or Malika, are you doing anything?
I'm eating just a little. Don't need much, and considering my options, seeing how late it is, we need to get up really early. So I guess after eating, I take a shower or a bath, and I go to bed.
Okay. There is what seems to be a shower. You're quite familiar from your family home. Showers are rather expensive. It's difficult to easily and consistently pump up water. Definitely if it's supposed to be warm water. But there is a shower in this, in what would be the bathroom. There is no actual bath there. The actual bath is in the living room.
Okay.
But there is a shower to prepare yourself for, like, either going into the swimming pool or into the hot tub. So it is a fairly simple shower, but you can shower in it if you wish.
I'll take a shower.
Okay. You clean out your feathers.
Yeah.
The shower does have both warm and hot, warm and cold water. It is a bit. You do have to You have to do both because only the hot water is almost boiling hot, and the cold water is like ice cold. So you need to figure the correct.
I do the dance of the hot cold,
exactly.
hot cold water.
Hot, cold, cold. But it is a pleasant. It does have quite the cleaning effect. It is a pretty strong spout. It's not like heavy, but it is pretty strong. And the water is extremely fresh and clear. It's clearly that they're either pumping it from a well directly, or they have specific like tubs or an area, a cistern where they keep the water.
Okay. After the shower, I wanna I really want to investigate because I saw the newly divine dying, and I still have no clue on how to save him or do anything to any. So I just want to investigate that a bit more before I go to sleep.
Okay. Are you trying to pray, or are you trying to find to collect your thoughts? Trying to.
No, I'm trying to pray.
Okay. Could you make a wisdom check for me?
Sure. 23.
Okay, yeah. You pray and you find yourself being your conscious being pulled towards up, and then just there's suddenly no clear direction to where, and you start seeing purple like sheens around you, very clearly the astral sea again.
Okay.
And you see this being that is constantly shifting within a wait, I can't I want to say a colander. Is it a colander?
Yeah, it is.
It is a colander. I when I thought of colander, I had the thought of cauliflower for some reason. And I was like, no, that's yeah, the colander.
It's a colander. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uncle Roger's favorite tool.
Yeah. You can clearly see it shift, and it is clearly fighting something. It does not react to you appearing near it. It is shifting almost in and out of existence, and you can see tears of like black void ripping into the pasta that is writhing around in this colander. And you almost imagine it having an internal struggle of some sort.
Okay, can I try to touch it? Can I touch it?
You can. You are still quite a ways away, but you can certainly approach and attempt to touch it.
Yeah, I want to see if it does anything if I touch it.
Okay. You will yourself forward and you move closer to this being, and though the distance wasn't that far, every bit that you come closer, this creature becomes exponentially bigger.
Okay.
As if the closer you are, the more all-encompassing it is. And you can clearly see that it is holding a lot. You would imagine mass to it.
Mm-hmm.
It is, as you come closer, it is attracting you, almost sucking you towards it. That massive is it.
Okay.
And you go for it to touch it.
Yeah.
I would like you to roll a fate die. D20.
Yes. That'll be a 5.
Okay. You touch it and you suddenly feel yourself being drained, and you start getting hungry, incredibly hungry, as it is devouring whatever nutrients or vitality or stamina that you have as it is, you can see that your thin bones are starting to blacken slightly,
Oh no.
and your feathers are beginning to curl up and fall out slowly, one by one, the longer you keep touching this.
I let go quickly.
Okay. You let go quickly and you see it collapse in on itself and just vanish. Might have teleported or something else has happened to it, but it is gone. And you are returned to yourself. And you have, as you awaken, you have a black, like, right hand or claw. And you have lost a couple of feathers, not too many, but you can clearly feel that they are missing.
Oh shit.
And you are extremely hungry and tired.
Well, there's a good amount of food, so I'm going to
Yeah.
eat.
Okay. You eat more than you usually would to satiate, or you would need to eat more than usual to satiate it.
Could I see what it was fighting?
Make a let's say a perception check or an investigation check, whatever you prefer.
I'll do the investigation, I guess. As the
Sure.
perception was a 1. Investigation is 11.
You could not clearly see an adversary to the being itself. It seemed to come from within almost, like it
Okay.
was devouring itself, like draining itself, like it was draining you, and constantly like powering back up again and then being drained and then powering back up again. But it was constantly in agony with itself.
Could it be that nobody is, since nobody is praying to it anymore, that it might lose itself out of existence if nothing happens really quick?
Often, if a god loses its followers, it will usually lose its powers and just simply die out, becoming a dead god. Which does not mean that they would lose presence per se, but they won't be able to influence the world as much as they did before.
Okay.
That is a pretty standard concept of divinity, but
Yep.
you're not quite sure if it is lacking active, say, an active cult, or it might have something to do with its own system of belief.
Okay. As in, the believers who believe in him eat pasta, so they eat him.
Maybe that would be a very direct reason. Yeah, that could be possible. You're not quite sure.
No.
It is new terrain for you. Experiencing like faith.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not quite sure what would help, what would damage it.
All right. I think I know. enough for now. Is my hand getting better after I ate, or is it still black?
It does not hurt, but it is still quite. It is still blackened. It is not as completely like. It doesn't look like necrosis as much as it did before, but it is still not quite revitalized.
Good. So more pasta it is. If Braggy is back.
You can make sure Braggy has his bag of pasta with him. You know, gotta get the dessert.
And that's what I said when Braggy is back.
In the meantime, Braggy, what are you?
Braggy wants to look for the for the like butlers that brought the food in.
Sorry, what?
The butlers that like brought
Okay.
brought all the food in.
Yeah, they at least one of them was trailing you silently as well.
I mean, I know you're there. You can just like walk next to me if you want.
Yes, of course, sir. And he comes to walk next to you.
Braggy grabs a little bit of spaghetti out of the bag and like, if you can't eat the food that you bought in, you can eat this. He tries to give him a little bit of spaghetti to taste.
He receives the spaghetti, looks at it with confusion, and starts eating as if he has been ordered to eat spaghetti. You can see on his face that there is wonder, curiosity, and then that is quite good.
It is, I know.
Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome.
Yes.
Can I give some spaghetti so you can dish it out to the rest of your colleagues? That's an order.
That would be very kind of you, sir. And he holds out his hands.
And not knowing his kind of inconvenient, but he drops a load of spaghetti into his hands and he just walks back to the penthouse.
Okay. You can see him try to balance all the spaghetti on one hand, and then he grabs from under his tuxedo, whatever his suit, and he has a handkerchief, and he puts all the spaghetti in the handkerchief, and he ties it together, and he now has a small sack of spaghetti.
Een knap zakje.
Yeah.
Knapsack.
Thank you very much, sir.
A knapsack?
Nah, nap is for naps. You're welcome, you're welcome. Bon appetit, as some faraway place probably would say. Barry goes
Alright.
back to the penthouse, he probably sees the carpet and he goes to sleep on the carpet.
Okay. Molokai, you see Braggy enter, just lay down and just get ready for a night.
I grabbed a bag of infinite spaghetti and I eat some spaghetti.
Okay. You grab some spaghetti out of it, and you can immediately feel yourself being more fulfilled than... Like, it is more filling than all the food you've eaten before. And the hand does still have those black marks, but it is not as intense as it was before. It's not completely black anymore. It is still quite clear that something happened to the hand, but it does not seem to impede any movement or or hurt in any way.
Well, it's fine for now. I'll just grab a bed and go to sleep.
Okay. You each go to sleep. And Riz,
Yes.
your sleep starts cold and black. Not too unfamiliar. It's just the endless void that you've seen before in your dreams. It's just passing, you know. It is what happens between each interesting dream. But you're conscious. And then suddenly blots of white appear in this black void. And you see in front of you, in 3D and all around of you, an image in black and white. You can see a massive, it seems to be a vortex, a hole, in the ground, and around it there are a lot of silhouettes of people. Some of them have weapons, swords, shields. They seem to be ready. They seem to be fighting something. And this massive vortex is slowly devouring them. What it looks like. And suddenly you see dots of red, or rather streaks of red. Each of these silhouettes of people start bleeding like very viscous red paint. Streaks down to the floor, and a pool of blood emerges, being sucked into this hole as all of them are slowly attracted in slow motion towards this void. Then you can briefly see like teeth around this hole, and above it, floating, a silhouette of something. It is quite hard to see, but it is wearing a hood, a cloak, and you can briefly glint, rather than the black that all the others have, you can see a very deep emerald green that is very similar to the necklace that you're wearing. There's a very similar color. And then it all fades as you can suddenly see from yourself also this blood covering your eyes, and then you awaken as it is the next morning. You have not been able to get a full rest.
Right.
You have been able to get a full rest, but it has not been a comfortable rest, so you do not. I would say, yeah, you take a point of exhaustion because you have not quite been able to rest well.
Okay, shit. That sucks. As I wake up, the first thing I do is I reach for the book.
Okay.
And for the necklace, are they still there?
They're both still there.
And then I immediately open the book and I whisper to it, "What did that mean? Who was that? Who did I see?" And I try to find any information that the book might want to show me.
Make a fate roll.
That's a 16.
Okay. Okay, yeah. You are holding the book. You're looking at it. And there is a very strange language that you can absolutely not read or recognize. Suddenly starts appearing in very chaotic fashion over the page.
I immediately cast Comprehend Languages, assuming I did get my spell slots back.
You did get everything back. You just gained a point of exhaustion as well.
Does that mean
However, you are...
Yeah.
Sorry, what?
Did I need to roll a disadvantage for the fate die?
No, because it's not an ability check.
Okay, got it.
Does not it's not require an ability.
Fair, just making sure.
Yeah. And in some certain cases, it would be a bit strange because maybe rolling lower could have a better outcome than rolling higher. It depends on what just type of roll it is. Yeah. Yeah. But in as you are trying to focus and trying to get ready to cast the spell, you immediately notice that you can't get your hands off the book. And you cannot talk. You are clearly seeing these markings appear and your eyes are
glued,
trying to find a pattern and to look into it, and it's all going fast and it is ripping apart in front of you. The book, yourself, you're suddenly standing on top of a hill, looking down at a massive forest, like with tall trees that is very similar to the ones that you've seen in that other dream. You're standing looking at two silhouettes. One of a humanoid, tall, but it is very fuzzy. There seems to be some kind of like what you do to keep like the faces of other people anonymous. Like it's very
a Gaussian
blurred. Yeah. Almost intent with intent. Like you're not allowed to see whatever that is or whoever that is. And to the left of it, you can see multiple things in and out of perspective. It is one being, but you can see within it a very big, almost looks like a fish.
A fish?
Yeah, a fish. It seems to have green scales. But it is like that is ethereal, but you can see the silhouette of a humanoid in a green cloak. Not a child, but a full-grown humanoid. But the cloak is very similar
to Hassan,
to what you'd seen before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and also to the description of Hassan. And you can see a bluish, like, line almost between the two people, and there seems to be an incomprehensible connection between them. Can't quite say what it is. As you are looking at this spectacle, the blurred figure turns around and you assume looks into your direction. You can't quite tell if he looks or it looks at you. And then you feel a familiar presence, an overwhelming presence, completely sealing off your connection to your god. You can feel it being ripped away from you. It is disregarding everything else except for you and it. The green figure seems to be unmoving. Time seems to stand still. I had not expected you to be back so soon, child.
I try to speak.
You can form words, you can speak.
Me neither. This book truly is powerful. I mean, I knew that, but this is ridiculous.
You are quite daring. Be careful. And he waves his hand, and you are just forced out completely. And you are returning to an empty book.
Can I
And
try something in that exact moment?
okay.
I am, if I have it on me, I don't know if I do, want to rip off the necklace and throw it on the ground right before I get fully shunted out. That way it will at least be in the same forest as where I stole it from.
Okay.
Do I even have it with me?
You do have it with you. It is on your person. As you grab for it, you can see a sudden connection between the necklace and that other figure in a green cloak. Seems to be standing still in time. A similar blue line, this incomprehensible connection between the two, appears, and you can notice it noticed you, not you specifically. It is being suppressed, but it noticed that something happened.
Mm-hmm.
And in that moment, you are stunned. You are unable to move, and you are forced out.
Do I still have the necklace on me?
Yeah. You were not able to leave the necklace there.
Have I ever read anything about this Hassan before?
You have not.
Did I get the feeling that I was just talking to Tempus, the Stormlord?
You did not.
Okay. Just making sure.
I would say it would be very similar in feeling to what you felt when you were forced out of Alito's strange, like, connection.
I am more feeling, and if it's completely off, I mean, I guess I wouldn't know either, but this might be how an archmage is staying alive or something. If it's not directly a god, which it might be. But I'm also not getting Ayun vibes from this person at all.
No. You remember the last time this very similar event happened was with Alito, and you also remember back then that before whoever appeared then, which you could not see back then, what appeared, you had a very strong connection to Ayun. Afterwards, when that being suppressed it, you had no connection to Ayun.
This is completely similar.
Yeah.
Fuck, this might be connected to Alito. I think I will just immediately storm out of the room and wake Moloko and Braggy.
Okay. I would say you are probably the first to awaken. You had the shortest rest, and
went
you
to bed
were the
first.
first to get to bed. Yeah.
If it's super early, I might wait. If I get the
No,
feeling that it's like
they
5
would have
a.m.
had. Yeah, no, they would have had their minimum of 6 hours sleep.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, good. Then I'll just wake them up.
Okay.
Moloko, Braggy, wake up. I think this necklace is connected to Alito.
What necklace?
This necklace, and I show him the necklace.
How did you get this necklace?
I stole it in a dream.
You just can't help yourself, can you?
Would you not have? And don't answer that.
No.
I just had another dream. I was in the same forest where I stole this necklace from, and I saw two figures. One of which feels very similar to when I was shunted out of Alito's mind, and afterwards I didn't feel my connection with Ayun anymore. It's completely gone right now. Can we
What
come
have
back?
you been up to, you idiot?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Have you ever thought about just burning that forest down?
I haven't had the chance yet. Plus, it was super big, like bigger than any forest I've ever seen.
Have you ever thought to yourself, the thing I'm going to do next, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do the total opposite of it?
You want me to try that next time?
Maybe.
Maybe. That's very helpful. This is knowledge. This is new. We can do
Yeah.
something with this. We need to find Alito.
You don't look very refreshed after your...
I told you I
Sleep.
should have gone to the sauna.
Yeah.
No, I feel terrible.
Yeah. What have you been doing these past days?
I legit went to bed when you told me, hey, you should
What
go to bed.
have you been doing these past days?
Okay, let's see. 2 days ago, we met Alito.
Oh.
I went into his head, got shunted out. That was terrible. Then we met our new friend Gaulder. I found a book in his library. I read it. I teleported or dreamt about this forest and saw a green snake. And
Okay.
then I saw this very beautiful jewelry. And I thought, I'm in a dream anyway. I'm gonna touch it. And then I woke up and I had it.
And then what did you do?
I went to sleep and had a dream.
You didn't do anything else. Like, I don't know.
I read the book, but I mean, it's a book.
sure.
You're supposed to read the book. It's a book.
You don't learn from your experiences, do you? Like, you
This-
touched a book and then you got into a dream world where you saw this big green snake. You took a necklace and you thought to yourself, you know what? I'm gonna do that again. Right?
Ish. I do think I was outside of the snow globe.
You were outside the snow globe. Okay.
I think so.
But we had to come and get you. You were stone cold again, and you're out.
Well, I'm fine now, aren't I?
Well, for
To be
fuck's sake,
completely
yeah.
above table, to be completely clear, he does not look fine. He's big bags under his eyes, hair is standing like left, right, and center everywhere. Um, way too hyper for someone who just woke up.
I think you need to give me the book.
Will you read it?
I think you need to give me the book.
I'm fine with giving you the book. Will you read it?
I'm not gonna read it.
I think you should. What do you want to know about?
Can
more
I
than
read it?
anything? I'm not sure actually.
I just need you to have a good night. So that's why I want to take the book away from you for a moment.
Okay. Can I also give you my necklace then? Because they're definitely connected.
Sure.
Okay. Do you promise to not sell them or leave them or destroy them?
I promise to not leave them, sell them, or destroy them. I'm going to put them in the bag of holding. And that's where they will be.
I'm not sure if you can put the book in the bag of holding because it's not entirely physical anymore. It's more of a ethereal, half book, half shimmer.
Okay.
Every time you touch it, it becomes physical, but if you don't touch it, it just floats around in your presence.
I hand it to Moloko to see if it even transfers or if it just becomes ethereal again.
I reach out.
Okay, you reach out, you grab it, and then as Riz releases his end, the book just becomes ethereal and passes through you.
Interesting.
Great.
I give him the necklace.
Okay.
Try to grab it.
You grab the necklace. You do feel a brief resistance from the necklace itself. It does not want to be with you, but it is not. It's not powerful or anything. It's just you definitely know that it doesn't want to be with you.
Okay.
With me personally, or with Moloko personally.
With Moloko personally.
Got it.
I put it in the bag of holding.
Okay, you put it in the bag of holding.
Okay.
I can promise you to not read it for a full day and then go
Yeah.
to bed.
Let's first of all we need to get to the sauna because you wanted to go.
No, I think we should leave.
All right, let's go to Gaulder's place then.
You did promise me yesterday that if I went to bed, we would leave at first light.
Yeah.
It's first light. Let's leave. We have so many things to do.
I thought you meant you wanted to go to the sauna at first light.
Oh no, I meant leave the city, do our plans. Oh wait, we need Gaulder for the teleportation circle, right?
Not only that, we also have an appointment with the king.
Oh fuck. I don't know if I should. Yeah, no. Okay. How do I look?
Fucked up.
Like shit.
Okay, quick spa stop then, so I look presentable. Then we're gonna go to Gaulder.
Still nobody's got prestidigitation?
I don't.
No.
Okay, let's do that then. While we're in there, I need to have a small conversation with you, I guess.
With me?
To ask you, yeah, I need to ask you some questions.
Okay, sure. So the questions that you don't want Braggy to know you asked me.
Yeah.
Do you mind that, Braggy?
No.
All right.
Braggy,
Sure.
you gonna do breakfast or you gonna come with us?
That's
I
smart.
mean, are we going my way or not?
No, we're going to we're going to have We're going to the sauna and get cleaned up. He needs to look presentable. Do you want to eat something? I hear there's a great breakfast buffet.
Say less.
Buffet.
Like he's already sprinting on all fours towards the where he smells food.
Okay.
I think he
it
knows.
is-
Just way too happy.
There is a very rich smell of all sorts of
Pancakes.
bacon and pancakes.
It's a continental.
Yeah, it is a continental, but there are also in separate rooms, like very different breakfasts, like for with different cultures in mind, even though very likely the standard breakfast in this kingdom would always have been the continental. There are also rice meals. There is fresh fish. There is a room where they do just bread and butter and jam and peanut butter.
I see Braggy.
Just your sandwiches.
I see Braggy smearing himself with butter and just rolling all around the bread.
What Braggy does want to do though, is the bacon freshly cut right away, or is it like pre-sliced? Very important question.
It is freshly cut. They have they also have all sorts of different hams, like the actual ham.
Yeah, I was gonna say Braggy just sticks the fork not in the bacon but in the entire piece of meat and just start eating it like it's a lolly.
Okay.
Would
The
that be your
person who is cutting it looks at you just grabbing that entire thing, and then looks at your badge and he's like, "Please enjoy, sir."
Thank you.
Would that be your next
Enjoy your
character?
day as well.
If you can't play Braggy anymore, would that be your next character? Fresh cut bacon?
Nah.
So, what did you want to ask me?
I've been talking to the noodly divine, the flying spaghetti monster, and
Oh, really?
yeah, it seems he's been trapped. Yesterday I saw him again. He was struggling really bad, and I touched him, and my hand turned black, and I lost a few feathers.
That sounds like something I would do.
I know.
How do you feel now?
I'm doing good. I mean, I ate some pasta, and like it didn't hurt or anything. I mean, I touched him, and he sucked up all the energy out of me.
So he's
Yeah.
a parasitic god?
I think he's fighting. I don't know what he's fighting, like either himself or something else. And
Okay.
he took my energy because I think he needed it, not because he wanted to.
I'm gonna say something that you're not gonna like.
Okay.
So this book shows you if you're strong of mind and if the book decides that it's okay to show you things from the past. Like it writes itself, sort of. It knows seemingly everything. I could do that tomorrow. If you don't want to do it today, I could give it a shot and try to read about your pasta god.
I'm just wondering, like, would it help if we could bring back Pastafarianism? I mean, we're going to Gaulder anyway, and he wants to use it for the poor people.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking, like, we get the meatball
where-
mystic, the meatball
Where does your
prophet.
belief come from?
I wasn't much into gods.
now you are.
I know. I mean, you've been talking to some gods, and I thought, I've got a god. I want to talk to him. And when I did, I got starved. So I ate some pasta, and then it felt good again. And then I was flying, and I prayed to him, and I went to him. I almost fell down. I mean, you saw that happening.
Oh, that's why you fell down.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And I saw him dying. And I don't want him to die. I mean, his pasta brought me joy. His pasta is bringing Braggy joy. And I think it can bring so many people joy. That's why I'm thinking we need a meatball prophet. And we need to... I think that if we start praying to him again, he might get stronger. I mean, it feels like he's either eating himself or we need to eat him or something like that. And I don't need a book to tell me that.
There is one thing that I do worry about with this.
Which is?
Other beings can... And I'm not saying this is the case. It's just something that we should be aware of. So please don't feel offended, because I simply don't know anything about your god. Other beings can pretend to be other beings to gain followers, and with those followers gain power. So, are you sure that what you are seeing is this pasta god?
Why else would I feel better after I eat pasta?
I'm just saying, it could be.
I mean, I ate a lot of stuff before Braggy came back. And it didn't feel as good until I ate pasta.
I don't have those answers, but
But why would some god pretend to be the pasta god so we could, worship the pasta god, the flying spaghetti monster?
I'm just saying we don't know its intentions, and this scare me a bit that it's sapping your strength. But if you are feeling good about this, and you are now aware of the risks, and still want to continue with this, then I think we should.
I mean, there's no other gods that I mean, this is something good. We're giving food to people.
That's without a question good, but is that good because we're giving food to people, or is it good because it's coming from a god?
It's good because we're giving food to people.
Yeah.
Never mind the god. I mean, without it, I wouldn't have known about pasta.
That is true. But maybe you would have given them meat pies. I don't know. I think you're an inherently good person who is gonna help the poor. But
well,
what
Gaulder
would
is
you
gonna do it?
Exactly? What would you wanna do? What do you need help with? What can I help with?
I want to know if we would set up Pastafarianism, would it help the god? I mean, you want to help Ayun as well, right?
I do.
I want to help my god. I don't want him to die.
What I do know about religion and how the gods work in general is exactly as you're saying. The more people believe, the more powerful the god. So
I don't need a powerful god. I just need a god that's not dying.
yeah, but to make it not die, it probably needs more power.
And
It's
I,
an assumption, I agree, but
and I can still make contact with it, which is weird because there's a lot of gods we can't get into contact with anymore.
true.
Is that the reason why you think it might be something else? But what would it gain from,
Here's the thing.
impostoring?
Never mind.
Yeah, impostoring.
See, the gods, as I know about them, have been in existence for before the first era, which means they're super old, which means they're closed off from whatever this, snow globe is.
But
If this is a newer god or a being that came into godhood or is trying to get into godhood in the past 900 years and is therefore in the snow globe somehow, then it would make sense that you can still contact it, whether it is in danger or not.
well, I mean, I touched it, but it went in and out of range. Like, it was there and then it was gone, and then it was there and then it was gone.
You physically touched your god?
I did, yes.
Impressive.
I know.
Scary.
Yeah, it was.
So did you see what it was attacking it?
I couldn't see it. That's what I said. It might be attacking something else, or it might be attacked by itself. I have no clue. Can't put my meatball on it.
Me neither. I think you need to be careful with how much power you give it, simply because, you said your claw went black. That sounds scary. But I do think we can... Well, you can preach the word, and Gaulder can preach the word, and we can keep an eye on it that way. If things change in your visions, we can act accordingly.
All right.
I hope you understand. I'm not gonna preach the word because I'm taken, but
I didn't ask. I wouldn't have asked of you to preach the word. It's my revolution.
And I feel like it's kind of Braggy's too.
Braggy doesn't want a god.
He just really likes spaghetti.
Yeah, but he hates gods.
Yeah. I wonder what his deal is.
I have no clue.
Okay. Yesterday he told me he didn't have a soul.
What?
Yeah, I was confused too. I mean, I asked him, it didn't come out of nowhere. I felt a little empty after I woke up from my extended nap. So I asked him, do you think you have a soul? And he talked to his dragon friend and then answered, nope.
So he's not even making his own decisions anymore.
Doesn't seem like it.
You said...
Well, he also didn't know what a soul was, so he simply asked someone who he thought might know. That could also be the case. What did you want to say?
I was wondering, out of character.
Oh.
Do we know that he doesn't remember a lot of things anymore?
We know he struggles with the idea of parents, because we've talked about parents, and he was like, what are those? That's a while ago, though. So we do have an idea. Do you think...
Yeah, what?
Do you think he's gonna be okay with how things are going now? Because he just seems to... Because, I mean, at least I'm bothered by the shit that comes my way, but he just goes for it, you know?
I'm not sure. At least he has some food now.
That's true. We should get him another bag of infinite dessert or something.
Infinite foods, yeah.
Yeah.
The infinite food bag.
Maybe before that, an infinite water bag. That would be even better. Because, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, shall we get some breakfast?
Breakfast. Yeah, let's do that.
Awesome. And thank you for telling me. If
You're
I can
welcome.
help you in any way, let me know.
Sure.
You make your way to the buffet where Braggy is eating entire hams and bacon.
By now he's probably just, in a food coma, just like in the corner.
I think I would go for a full English, like sausage, baked tomato, beans on toast.
Fucking beans. Ugh.
Oh, I like beans.
On toast.
I think I would go for something light since I ate a lot last night and some pasta.
Okay. You each make your own breakfasts.
I was curious about one thing. Because if you're in a fancy but not fancy hotel, you often see this guy, and I'm wondering if he's here as well. In the corner, is there a dude with a single small fire and a one pan?
Omelet station.
Yeah, exactly. That looks like he really doesn't want to be here, especially this early, and is just making omelets when people ask them for it.
Well, most of the things are made fresh. The pancakes and the omelets, and so there are quite a lot of people. You don't quite see any of them being. They're all been quite trained to not show their
That's
disdain.
That's how you know you're in a fancy hotel.
Yeah.
All right.
They have probably also been warned. You get the idea that they're slightly more on edge than usual, probably. They're performing better than standard.
We're very important guests. After breakfast, I will go towards the spa for a quick massage and I don't know, like a skin treatment, and try to not look like absolute shit when I'm gonna meet the king soon. Get my hair done a little bit, which I don't need to do because I'm a changeling, but I will do it anyway.
Okay. You do a skin routine.
Exactly, yeah. Mud bath.
Yeah. Immediately upon seeing you arrive, there are a couple of this may sound like racist, but they're halfling, small but strong women ready for massages, for helping with various things. They're running the business basically in the sauna and spa area.
Mhm.
They help you with whatever you may require from them.
Afterwards, I feel slightly reborn, but not.
You're still, I would say, let me roll for it. Let me roll. How well was your spot? It was very good. It was not good enough to relieve you of your exhaustion. Not quite that good. But it was very relaxing. Still, you do still feel
Much better.
Yeah.
That's great to hear. And I'll try to not take too long, so I wasn't expecting it to solve all my problems anyway.
Okay.
But yeah, afterwards I'll make my way to the rest. And shall we head to Gaulder? Also, how do we look now?
A bit better.
Good. What?
It's
Yeah.
a bit better.
Not really. It's okay, you can say it.
I mean, you still kind of look like shit, but at least it looks like you had a shower now, so that's good.
That's fair.
Yeah, let's go to
Alright.
Gaulder.
Yeah.
You make your way to Gaulder, and you know the way now after doing it 3 times. You each arrive in his office, and you can see him behind his desk, carefully trimming, or rather combing his beard to a more presentable state. You all arrived.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning. I hope you've all had a good... Oh, you look a little worse for wear.
Yeah, your book teleported me again.
I see. I've never had that problem, but it seems it might be fate in your case.
Do you know where you got it from? That might actually help.
Well, it has always been in this tower, as far as I'm aware.
Okay.
It is the oldest object in this place.
So
The previous
tenants.
owners, yeah. Before the Golden Assembly took place here, it was already there, I assume.
Okay. Oh well.
Thank you, by the way, very much. It was a very luxurious and well-deserved rest that we got.
Thank you indeed. And Becky kind of wants to give the medallion back. Thank you for being able to have this.
Just keep it. It might come in handy in different places. I wouldn't show it openly in White Hills Hall if you are planning to go there soon.
Possibly, probably.
Yeah, but
Right.
I thought we... How did the appointment with the king go?
We do have an appointment today. I've pulled some strings here and there.
Thank
Incredible.
you very much. Wow. So much pull.
Yes, it does help to know someone a little more personal. As you are aware, I do have some different opinions on the way of ruling, but we do have a certain friendship, you could say.
Yeah, I understand.
Merely a difference in opinion.
By the way, can we have a small, talk? Just you and I? I bet Riz would love some books.
Normal books, please.
Yeah. Bragg, do you have something special to eat for Braggy?
I'm good. I have my spaghetti.
If you want a more private talk, I have my own quarters here. If you wish to exclude certain ears.
Well, it's not that I want to exclude. It's just more that I have a small proposal that I want to talk to you about.
Very well. You see him walk towards one of the bookcases, and you see him like move his finger over the books, and of course I wouldn't be that easy. And he just taps the side of the bookcase, and there probably was a button somewhere there. And you see this bookcase just shift slightly. My more private quarters.
Thank you.
That's cool.
I walk in.
Okay.
Would you like us to mute and onhoorbaar maken?
Well, whatever you want.
Breggy actually wanted to roll stealth so he could eavesdrop.
Okay. Make a...
Because he heard, I'm so bad with names. Mr. Gold was very good at pulling the king's strings. And now all of a sudden Monaco wants to be alone with him. So, yeah. Not for the right reason, but Breggy wants to eat us for the Jews,
Okay. Make a stealth check.
It's back on normal.
Okay.
19.
There we go.
You do manage to remain unnoticed as you approach closer, but you can quite clearly not hear any voices. There seems to be some kind of muffling effect, specifically made to prevent anyone from eavesdropping.
Cone of silence.
Gosh darn it.
This will only take a second, boys. Well,
What is it that you wish to talk about?
well, I heard you wanted to help the poor people with the spaghetti.
Yes, that would be very... I'm already making preparations so that it could be...
Good. I fully support
Broadly.
that. Thing is, I've been asking my God. I was praying to my God yesterday, and I fear he's dying.
I see. Condolences? I do not know quite what the appropriate response is for the death of a god.
Well, it's not. I don't want him to
Not-
die.
I see, so not dead yet.
No, he's
Dying.
he's fighting pretty hard, and
All right.
my thing is, I thought it would be nice if we could try to, as we give out the pasta, people could honor him by praising him. That seems to work in most of the cases for a god. And we would be monitoring it. Like, I would check in, I don't know, sometimes just to see if he's actually dying or if he's getting better.
I see, yes.
So, yeah.
You
Basically,
immediately notice that he's slightly apprehensive.
okay.
You feel that he's not quite comfortable, but also not immediately disregarding it.
All right. I'm not asking to build temples or shrines or whatever. I've always been a low maintenance Pastafarian. But
I see. Yeah.
like praising, like before you eat dinner, just say ramen, or small praises, things like that. I mean,
All right. Yes, I believe we can do that. I'm a bit apprehensive for supporting a religion that I do not know anything about.
I understand.
I hope you don't misunderstand.
No, of course not. And if you want to ask anything, if you want to know anything, ask.
I wouldn't say a proud atheist, but I have my own... Well, I have my own reasons not to follow a specific god, let's say it like
I understand.
I-
I wasn't pretty religious myself until I asked my God. And
I I see.
I found out he was dying.
Would you mind me? I'm
Oh, I wouldn't ask it of you. No, of course not.
No, that is not the problem. Most people in the city and the surrounding areas do not really believe in God.
Mm-hmm.
So forcing them to do something would be a bit strange. But could we maybe style it more as a tradition in the honor of the
Sure, definitely.
rather than an active prayer to or
Oh, it's not even a prayer. It's just say ramen and
okay, yes.
thank you, flying spaghetti monster, for this beautiful meal. That's it.
Yes. The, very well. That we can arrange that. I will make sure that this I will call it a tradition for now. To
Sure.
most people, when they hear religion, will react negatively
I
out of
understand.
instinct rather than.
I understand very well.
Mm.
Like I said, my religion wasn't that high until I finally prayed to my God and saw that he was actually dying. But
I see.
I mean, he's doing good things like bring pasta and joy to people.
Yes.
For
Yes.
it is a good food. I mean,
I will certainly try my best to aid in this endeavor. I do not know if it will be effective if they don't actually have deep beliefs.
oh, that's all right. I mean, I'm not going to force anybody to believe anything. I mean, I'm not into that. I'm into free thinking. And if you don't want to, you don't have to. It's my way of trying to get my God back. And it might work and it might not work. So.
I see. Yes. Okay. Yeah, we can certainly do that.
All right. Well, that'd be cool. Thank you.
You're very welcome. I'm more than sure that they are willing to be part of this tradition if it brings them food. That is often how religion in the past worked, is it not?
It is. Yeah, definitely.
Then maybe religion can be revivified.
Yeah.
We will see.
All right. Well, thank you very much for the entertainment, at least.
No
For
problem.
entertaining the idea, I mean.
I am more than thankful to you for both saving my life and offering this great opportunity for the common man.
Yeah. All right. So
There are few kind hearts around, it seems, in these enduring times.
yeah. Yeah, times are rough, and everybody is out for themselves, I guess.
Which is understandable, but if one has things to give, I am of the opinion that they should simply give that.
Indeed, I am very much agreeing to that.
That
Well,
is why you caught my eye, I believe.
Well, thank you very much. Shall we no longer?
Yes, let's return.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they will think that we will have a private date again.
Indeed. So, do you read any good books?
Have you seen me done any reading?
I was talking to Riz, but apparently Riz is still somewhere
Hello.
else. Hi.
Right.
Did you do any good reading?
I don't know yet. I'd have to ask the DM.
What were you looking for?
I was looking for that name Hassan specifically.
In the
library.
in this library. Okay.
Yes, and I got the feeling, and this is purely a hunch, so it might be nothing, that it might be part of a children's story. So I would look in that direction.
Okay. You look around. You do find the same books that you had seen previously on the very basics of what each type of divinity is supposed to represent. But there is no mention of a Hassan. It is with the... I don't know if you... I'll spell it out just to let you know. Is this correct? Yes, this should be correct.
Ah, that's a little different than I thought.
There is no specific mention of him or any other description that might be that might describe him. There are some mentions of cults you have never heard of previously. There is a cult. Let me check. There is a cult, but this is a much newer book. There's a cult to a person who calls himself the Illustrious, but their name would be Babal. Bhabal.
Sorry, one more time?
Oh, this one.
Thank you.
But there is very little known about him. It is said that he is a powerful existence that lives near the edge of the world. But it does not quite state where that edge would be. It's more of a myth, and it seems to be created in the more recent centuries.
Okay.
But for the rest, it's just all different types of just plain mythology.
Yeah, nothing that catches my eye at the moment. Okay. I've read nothing really interesting. How was your little chat with your new boyfriend?
I don't know. I didn't know I had a boyfriend.
I'm just teasing.
Oh, okay, sorry. I don't get it.
You are a great match. Do you not see that?
I don't know what you're on about.
Nothing. Do you have what you came for?
I do.
Cool. When is the appointment with the king?
Today?
Well, whenever.
Whenever. We can just stroll in when we want?
Oh, I feel like Shakira.
Is that like an...
Whatever.
Is he a bard?
Oh, yeah.
Very famous bard.
All right. What exactly do we want from the king?
Well, we need to show him the place where on a map, we should show him where we found the cell of the cult. We need to show him how we destroyed it and the armors and things like that, and then we need, I guess, his approval and his favors.
Those can never hurt, but do we want anything specifically from him? For example, do we need permission from the king for the teleport circle, or is that all you, Gaulder?
And I also, sorry to interject, I also wanted to have a look at the airship that we talked about.
Right, you think we could get that to work?
Yeah, we might.
That'd be insane.
That would shave so much time. It's not an instant teleport, but at least it would shave a lot of time off travel.
It'd be a way back too, because we don't know if we have a way back besides just traveling.
Yeah. I mean, the horse and
About-
carriage is awesome, but
About the flying ship, I'm not quite sure, but you might have experienced it before. There is what I would call a lot of storms. I don't know how safe it is to fly in a wooden flying ship in rain of fire.
I mean, to be fair, we've done worse.
You're not wrong.
I see. If you can get it working, you are more than free to use it, but
I don't think it should be a priority though, but I'm just gonna ask about it.
it never hurts to look.
Nope.
But Gaulder does raise a fair point.
Yeah, remember that we're in a bubble?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, the storms are still real.
Yeah, remember that time when Braggy was in the storm and he took it all? And you also did that?
It didn't feel good. Plus, I think that was a different part of a different storm. I think that had more to do with the lich than anything.
We can put the tents around it. No, I'm just.
I guess
I'm
we
just.
can certainly try.
Boy.
the single tent that you have. you
Yeah,
mean.
yeah, the single tent, indeed. Maybe we can. I don't know if someone didn't blow up all the rest or sell. Oh wait, no, she still had.
Oh, wait. What to do?
Never mind. Let's go to the king.
Well, as I said, is there anything specific or that we need to either ask or talk about with the king besides the proof? And what do we want to get out? Is it just, do we care about money or do we care about resources to
Resources.
survive? You're right. Yeah.
First you get the money, then you get the power, then you get
What do
the
you get?
women.
Exactly.
Money, power, bitches.
Okay, sure. I think that's fair enough. Let's go.
All right. Let's do this.
Very well, I will lead the way. And he leads you out into his carriage. You are driven towards the towards the center, which is basically a fortress on top of which like a massive, almost cathedral-like building has been built with another spire coming out from the middle of it, which is probably the hall of the king. As Gaulder sits with you in his carriage, he explains that this is the alabaster hall, which was built very long ago and is very aptly white, which is a coincidence that the king that rules over it is also called the White King.
That's a coincidence. That's not because of. Okay.
Well, it was always called the alabaster. The hall is older than the king. It might have been fate, but I don't quite believe in fate.
Why is he called the White King?
I do not know. That is what he
He can't handle the
told
spices.
himself by. I will say maybe a little backstory. As I've said before, I am somewhat related. His, as far as I'm aware, his parents, my distant cousins, they both died when she at least conceived him, and the reason why he became king is because of a old ritual, I assume, from my research, something to do with king makers or king seekers. They seek out these powerful beings that are called the kings, and they have a specific color associated to them, it seems, and their names are simply forgotten.
Okay.
Okay, does that ring a bell?
It kind of sounds like um, like idols for kings.
So you want to be the next king?
Yeah. So you think you can king?
Oh no.
Make a history check. Riz.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, you can make one too.
No, better that you do it. Jesus.
This is not pertaining celestials, undead, or fey fiends or undeads.
I figured it's 17.
Nice.
Okay. You know of the concept, or at least the ritual of king seekers. It has the concept that a king is born as king rather than let's say that a king is reincarnated constantly, and a new king needs to be sought out from among the people, the one that the old king has reincarnated into. This
Got it.
process of king seeking has been done by various different cultures in various different ways, may not always pertain to reincarnation per se, but that someone has to be born differently and needs to be sought out to become the ruler is a very common ritual.
Yeah, there needs to be at least some sort of sign that this particular baby is special.
Yeah. And usually what it is that there is a specific power to the king seeker as well. They are usually linked to the king that they seek in more ways than one. Oftentimes when a seeker dies, the king dies with them, and vice versa. So doesn't have to be. Sometimes they share a mind, or at least can telepathically communicate between each other. There are various different types of connections between these people.
What do you know about this particular king seeker, Gaulder? What is their connection?
None of us know much about her. He says, almost questioning it. I have done some digging, some research. I'm a careful man, but it seems that she has been protected very thoroughly, if it is a her at all.
Okay, so it's the king's secret.
Very likely. It might also be for the
Safety?
protection of the secret herself.
Yeah. Okay. Let's still make it a secret, but just a fair one.
True.
What kind of person is the king?
Young looking, wise, but also quite aware that he doesn't know everything. Listens to
is wise.
advice where it is needed. But I would say a little short-sighted in a way. Almost as if it is meant by design, looking no further than the city itself, which is their seat of power. A bit sad, I would say. It is sad that they lack the ability, perhaps, to see broader.
How does he react when asked about these cities nearby this city?
With indifference,
Oh.
as if they are outside of his perceivable existence.
No?
Hello?
It was
Yeah.
awkwardly quiet as like what? No.
I didn't have anything to ask anymore.
Well, like, oh no.
As you all arrive near in front of the Alabaster Hall, clearly having gone up the first layer of the fortress towards the palace itself, you are welcomed by a busy, like, view of quite a lot of people are around here, and they're walking in and out of this palace. Some of them seem to be well off, some of them less so. It seems that there is very little exclusion from people. Like, pretty much everyone can, in theory, enter the palace.
Yeah, okay.
Well, we may have to wait a moment until he finishes his current. We can definitely enter, but he will probably be listening to someone's issues.
Bless him.
Yeah, that's good.
He leads you in. The halls are, or the decor is marble and all sorts of white stone through and through. It is white everywhere. The curtains are white. The floor is white. The ceiling and the walls are also completely white. All the statues are white. The paintings are in a very strange, like, it is in black and white, most of them, where white is the more dominant factor. It is a very strangely blank white canvas with very little color.
It's white, y'all.
It does need some work in here.
This must be a pain to clean, because you're gonna see every little yeah, piece of dirt.
Well, you may have noticed from the towers and such, but the outside of most of those towers are cleaned by some old magic that is still lingering. But the inside of the palace is also cleaned by the same type of magic. And he drops he draws a bit of blood and drops it on the floor, and it immediately vanishes into like a white liquid and then completely drains away.
Interesting.
Cool trick.
Yeah.
Can
I do
this
find it a
later?
bit lacking personality personally, but
Yeah, you can say that much. It's a bit white.
It's a lot. Yeah.
It's very bright.
Did if I remember correctly, Gaulder has the curse as well, right?
yes.
I will try to do the same as he did and drop a one little blob of blood on the ground.
Okay. You drop a droplet of blood onto the ground, and it at first it like splashes in the way the blood like splashes out, but then it suddenly turns white and then just fades into the floor. It seems your blood is also just cleaned.
Okay. Just checking if there's a difference.
You enter in this hole, and it is not a wide hall. It's long, very high ceilings, a lot of light, natural light, as far as light here is natural, considering you can't see the sun even on a sunny day. Shines in. There is what seems to be a throne at the other side, but there is a desk in front of it, and in front of the desk, you can see a man standing in white clothing with small golden buttons and epaulets and a sash that is gold blue. Blue with golden trimmings. He looks very young. His hair is completely white. It's coming to his shoulders. He turns as you walk in. He nods briefly in Gaulder's direction and continues speaking. And you swear you should hear him, but you can't listen in on their conversation. They're speaking silently towards each other, but they're clearly moving their mouths.
Cone of silence.
And after a moment, the other person nods, then bows, and then leaves, walking past you, nodding to each of you in a sort of a courteous nod of acknowledgement that you exist.
Not back.
Not back.
Yup.
And a small curtsy.
Okay. Welcome. You are Gaulder's new partners, friends?
Well, yes, and thank you for receiving us on such short notice.
My apologies, I haven't even introduced myself. I am the White King. It's a pleasure to meet you all. I've heard a little about it, about your existence from Gaulder, but I hope we can have more interesting conversation together.
I hope so too. My name is Moloko.
My name is Riz, and Riz bows.
I'm Becky.
And once again, thank you for seeing us on such short notice.
Of course, you're very welcome. Anyone who's a friend of a friend is a friend. Isn't that the saying?
How friendly.
Indeed, yes. Well, first of all, let us let me start by saying we took out one of the cells of the Stormlord.
I heard something about your escapades against the cult. Yeah.
Yeah. And I take out my bag of holding and I pull out one of the armors of the giants.
I see. Yes, that is very recognizably part of the cult of the Stormlord.
Yeah, now we have a couple of them. And do you have a map perhaps, so we can show you where this was?
I do have a rough map. It's basically the same map you have.
Ah, okay.
There is not. It seems to be that there aren't a lot of people that are willing to travel across the lands in this dangerous region to
Okay.
map out a new map.
Ah, okay.
That is very fair.
So I point to where the cathedral would be. So this is where we entered, and
I see.
and I look and I try to find the graveyard.
Okay. Yeah, you roughly know that it is one of the villages on the road between Stone River and.
And just before everything collapsed, we teleported to here. So this is where they enter, and they have a teleport.
I see. That is concerning.
Yeah, I believe this was the way they got food and traded a lot of stuff as well. And the village that we came out, it was very quiet, and there was nobody there.
I see. He looks at Gaulder, who nods and then takes part in the conflict. There should be a village there indeed, but quiet in what way?
There was
Quiet
nobody
as in-
there.
Yeah, ghost town. Fully ghost town.
I see. All right. That is very troublesome.
Yeah, we came out of one of the graves.
Which should I add to that it was a grave to dedicated to a devil, which
Yeah, go for
It-
it.
the people in the cathedral were offering souls to the Storm Lord, but when we came out of the actual grave where the teleport was hidden behind or underneath, I should say, that grave was, and I dare not say his name, very much enchanted with devilish magics. So it might be a good idea to send someone to this village and do some more research there, because we have not found everything that there is to find over there.
I see. If my memory serves me correct, and I think it does, that should be Taurine village. But why I say it is very disconcerting is because not up until, say, 5-6 months ago, we still had trade between the city and the village, albeit very minute, very little.
I think you were supplying somebody else than the village.
Possibly.
Yeah.
That is what I fear as well.
There might be it might be a good idea to have patrols go in between the villages and the minor cities around Golden Fields in the future.
You see Gaulder side-eye look towards the White King and then nod to himself. I will send some of my men to investigate.
And also, I take out a Heart of a Shade. I'm not sure, but I believe there was a captain stationed there in
Yes.
in the town, in front of the cathedral.
It was in Stone River as well.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah, Stone River is part of the Council of Elders, or better known, they call themselves CERN.
Well, it's full of shades over there.
He specifically asked us to kill a bunch of those shades and bring proof so that he could get reinforcements. But that is, I'm assuming, not something that you could do?
I'm afraid I cannot send people beyond my borders, even if I so wish.
Would you be able to send a message out to who could do that?
I believe Gaulder has some connections to people within CERN.
I give one of the Heart of the Shades. And I said, here, take this as proof that it's filled over there.
I have one as well, if you need it.
One should suffice. Interesting. Very well. I will see what my contacts can make of this. How is Stone River? As far as I'm aware, there is there should be a fort nearby. There should be a garrison stationed there. Do you have any news about them?
Wasn't that where we found the captain?
Yeah.
This is above
I
table
think
me
we-
asking.
I think we did that.
Yeah, they were very depleted.
Yes.
They weren't very well supplied. The men are weak
And hurt.
and hurt. We healed some of them.
I would say, Riz, you would definitely remember the captain speaking about Stone River Fort, which is a fortification made on the border,
Right,
the
we
old
skipped
border. You skipped that. You didn't went there.
Oh, oops.
He was sent from there to survey the town and to prevent or warn for early outbreaks of potential undead from there.
Right. Apologies for the slight misinformation there. The captain was from that fort, and the people in the minor fort in Stone River itself are very depleted. We don't actually know anything about the actual people in the Stone River fort itself, because we skipped that through the teleport.
I see. I ask because I have a contact there with whom I trade quite extensively, but she has not contacted me in quite a while, so I was starting to get worried.
What is her name?
Her name is, let me check real quick. Portia, or rather Mirabelle, is the name she goes by.
Oh.
No, No, we did
Nope,
meet.
at all.
Like
We did.
Cassandra.
Yeah, we did meet someone else who would could be similar, a similar person, but nope. Shot in the dark anyway.
I see.
This person that we are talking about was looking for a specific group of people that use a sickle and grain as their crest on their shields. I don't know if that rings a bell. Because we do have news about those folks, but no one to deliver that news to.
Pretty bad
I
news.
have
Yeah.
I have some knowledge of their order, but they are still going strong.
Nope. Not anymore.
These people aren't.
I see.
We found one of them in a prison in the cathedral. The others seem to have been. Maybe some of them fled. We are not entirely sure. But we saw a bunch of bodies.
And
Unfortunately.
only one we saw living, but we're not sure if he's still living.
He is with Agrobane. He should be able to escape.
He eyes around the room and then he looks around briefly, checking. Those people were looking for something. I have some connection to them as well.
Okay.
But this is more perhaps dangerous to they're not part of my, let's say, my sphere of influence, and they were looking for something very specific that could potentially help against the raging storms.
Do you know what they were looking for?
If I check my mind real quick, I should be able to. See. I failed to find it currently, but I'll get back to that later.
Yeah.
I can't grasp the name. I will look around in
The
my
king
notes.
just failed his history check.
It was Gaulder who.
Oh, Gaulder failed the history check.
Yeah.
God damn it, Gaulder.
He had one job.
But it is interesting that they have failed.
It
Very well.
seems like it.
Well, it wasn't easy. I mean,
Nah.
There were a bunch of giants and a whole blood ritual and
there was one giant who didn't make it, who was with us.
crew. He actually sacrificed himself to stop the ritual, which was quite incredible.
Which didn't quite happen. The stopping of the ritual.
No, not exactly.
Nope.
What kind of ritual? The king intercedes in your.
As far as I was able to ascertain, it was a ritual to siphon power from this devil that we called earlier, and siphon it towards the Stormlord Tempus himself. I'm
That name.
not entirely certain, but that seemed to be the gist of it.
All right, that seems to be problematic.
Yes, and I can tell you that the devil wasn't happy about it either.
He looks at you as if he's looking through you,
Can people
And
stop
then-
doing that?
and then he says, "Let's see."
Is there judgment in your voice?
I have no interest in the business of those outside of my city. As long as you do not bring this devil within, I could not care less.
Well, if anything, we're on the same path, which is funny. He wishes to see the Stormlord disappear from this realm entirely. And it seems that those goals are at least slightly aligned with yours, correct?
And ours.
And ours.
I do have a significant distaste for the Stormlord in my own way. Yeah. I feel like I have very little influence over matters outside the city. I do not have the power to send those out to cull this cult. But seeing that there are similar-minded people is a very gratifying thing.
They say
mm,
there's
yes.
a dragon within you as well. Is that correct?
It is, and as you say that, pick up. Where is my picture? You can see in his left hand he forms a bright light, and from that light suddenly a dragon, wingless dragon,
Wow.
not too dissimilar to what is in Braggy, except for that this is very much very obviously a dragon. I have done the show thing. As it curls around him as it comes out from this light. Yes, he was born with me and seems to be a part of me.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Does this dragon have a name? Or a title?
I have never thought about it.
Insight check.
Make an insight check.
Get some bardic inspiration with that.
It depends on if the
wall.
No, if the DM would allow that.
Yeah, true.
I'll take it if I can get it, but
Yeah, I don't think, because your insight check is not something that you are obviously
true that.
trying. So
Just
Braggy would
casually-
not. Yeah,
Braggy casually playing a little ditty.
yeah.
Oh, and I of course have this
You go,
advantage.
Riz.
Fuck. That's a 12.
Okay.
I forgot about the disadvantage for a second.
There does not seem to be a lie in that. It is. He's not trying to act, or it doesn't appear that way. You gather that he seems to be quite uninterested in worldly matters such as names, or those kinds of things. He also seems emotionally a bit distanced, and almost as if he is a child, not quite grown up yet.
Okay. If I may be direct, King.
Of course.
Is that the Kingseeker?
He looks at you, shifts slightly and sternly, and in your entire body you can feel a pressure. And then he says, "No."
Okay. I didn't mean any offense. My apologies. Do you have intel on other cells of the cult of the Stormlord?
I feel a slight similar disposition as Gaulder has, but I do not have eyes beyond the city. And I have no need for eyes beyond the city. As long as the city is here, and I am here, I can protect it.
Are you afraid you will spread your forces too thin if you venture out?
I am afraid my forces will simply vanish if I set them out of the city. There is too much danger if they are not close to me.
You are aware of the starving people right outside your city?
I have been notified multiple times by Gaulder as well.
Okay.
I am aware, but, and do take this the wrong way, a person, a human, will not look at the ant that is beneath his feet. I cannot look at everything that is happening everywhere, all the time. I am doing what I can, and what I am willing to spare is everything within the city.
Why not look beyond your city? Because multiple ants become a danger.
I mean, ants ain't that hard to get rid of.
Thanks, Braggy.
Confirmed ant killer. I understand both the emotional and the logical reasoning for wanting to go beyond. But either I am simply not able to or not willing to. And in my opinion, that difference does not matter.
What about the curse? I am curious about that. You know
He
about the
immediately
curse,
looks
yes?
at Gaulder and then back at you.
Oh, my apologies. I thought we were in a safe space where no one can hear what we're saying.
It is not so much that I'm afraid others will hear, it's more that... How do you know?
We've seen it firsthand.
We've tried to cure it and almost died. We've killed someone who tried to
To cure it,
undo the
and also
curse.
died.
That means that you yourselves are not cursed.
True.
Not yet, at least.
Interesting. He looks away down the ground and ponders deeply. Interesting.
I
Then
hope Mhm.
you are an anomaly. Perhaps a hope for the people beyond my power.
If I remember correctly, and please correct me if I'm wrong, are you not the same kind of anomaly?
I am, but my powers are very limited. I have a duty to fulfill. It's almost an order or something natural to me.
Hmm.
I shall and must protect this city at all costs.
Like you're under a spell.
In a way, yes. Or perhaps it's just simply fate. But I see others with more free will than I, and cannot understand their reasoning. He looks at Gaulder quite clearly.
Maybe not everything should have a reason. Maybe some things you do because you know they're right.
Sometimes you should do what you have to do.
We are looking for answers more than anything. And we, or at least I think it could help us to know how come you are not cursed, if that is something you can and are willing to share.
I have an uncanny relation with this land. As far as I know, and there is a lot that I'm not allowed to know, seems something in my memory is forbidden knowledge. I was simply chosen at the sacrifice of my parents, probably. I was tied to someone else. They are very much cursed, and I am not. And I am supposed to serve this land as this land has given me the strength to resist whatever the darkness outside is.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello. I did my inflection wrong, so I wanted to finish the sentence there, but
Got it.
is rather than is.
Is? Yeah, I totally felt there was more to that sentence.
Mhm.
Sentence
Anyway.
sentencing.
It happens.
And now that we're here anyway, and we are able to look beyond the walls of this city, is there anything that we can do while we are in Whitehall's Hill? Because that's why we probably are gonna be traveling next.
Going directly to the heart of the beast. I have I do not know if you are aware, but the original cathedral or rather temple, say, to the Stormlord. You refer to him as Tempest.
Yes.
Was in White Hills Hall. I do not know, that might be a little dangerous, perhaps?
Hey,
We are the danger.
Danger is our middle name.
We are the personification of that word.
I mean, my friend over here died like 4 or 5 times already.
Yeah, it's starting to become a regular thing at this point.
Yeah.
I
Like
was happened
doing
yesterday
groceries
as
for
well
him.
while reading.
Oh,
I see.
talking about that, here, I have some potions for you.
Oh, that is great. Thank you.
And I give him 4 potions.
4?
4.
Damn. That is actually very good. Is that all of them?
That's all of them, yeah.
I don't know if you should give me all of the potions.
Did I ever come close to needing a potion?
I think once. I'll give 1 to Braggy in that case and keep 3 for myself.
Thank you.
Just in case.
Anywho, back to business.
Yes.
What is it that we can do for you and you can do for us?
Well, just removing whatever followers, cult members there are of the Stormlord would be a great help to me. But I am very limited in my abilities to help you, I'm afraid. I can only offer you this for your services. He pulls off a ring and reaches it out.
Does it seem magical?
It does seem magical, yeah.
What is it? What does it do?
This ring is... I am quite aware that you have a bag that can store more things.
Mm-hmm.
But this ring can store a single thing, but it does not matter how big this thing is,
Oh, wow.
as long as it is a single thing.
So you're saying this could house Moliko's entire ego?
An entire buffet.
A buffet isn't one thing, Braggy.
It could be an insane load of spaghetti, but you already have that.
Maybe we can bring an insane load of water.
Oh, that'd actually be pretty good. Does it need to be a material or a... How do you say
Solid?
that?
It's solid?
Well, I'm more thinking of... Is it a possibility to lock up enemies?
I will just send it to you. It is a read, so you'll need to be... Oh, you need to be prepared.
Oh, my.
Because, I mean, just imagine if we could just poof them into a ring and then unpoof them on top of a cliff.
Oh,
Just turn into a goldfish if that happens.
Yeah. Always good.
Still A. This is part 2.
Oh my god.
Yeah, there you go. It has specific rules for creatures that are trapped in.
Oh, so that's a yes, we could do that. Or try it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I will quickly pin that as well. Okay. That is interesting. Ooh.
I would try not to put it in a bag of that
No,
kind
no.
or the bag inside the ring.
We've
No,
already-
no.
We've managed to explode the last one that we had, so we know how it works, unfortunately.
Well, it's more that the ring will be fine, but the bag will not.
No. Could be a nice nuclear option if we're really in a pickle, though.
We kind of have like a dying god in there and some other things that we don't want to blow up. Remember?
A lot of things are in there.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's a good thing this king doesn't care about anything beyond its walls, but we should be careful what we say and to whom.
Oh, I mean, the king would know about a dying god orb anyway. He watched right through you.
Did you already know about the dying god orb in our bag? I asked the king.
I was not aware, but I am also not very interested.
See?
That's luck. That's luck, Moloko.
No, that's not luck.
What you call it,
Doesn't care.
faith?
He doesn't care about anything other than his kingdom.
No.
He doesn't care about a dying god orb.
True. Okay, fine. Then
And it's not like we're striking this up in casual conversation.
he kind of did. But back to the matter at hand, I guess. I think this ring could be very useful. Is there anything you'd need in return, or is this payment for services delivered?
As long as you keep destroying the skulls, that would be more than enough of a trade.
Just how do you say that? Hypothetically,
Yeah.
what if I could bring you proof, and this is again hypothetically and future, that the god itself would be dead?
You can see a golden glow start to appear in his eyes. He looks at you. Then you hear a familiar voice briefly in your head. I would like that. And
Wait.
then both of you just stumble back.
I look up at him with disbelief. Who was that?
In all honesty, I am not quite sure. This is the first time it has spoken to someone else.
Thing?
Oh, no, he's not just a dying one.
Oh boy, there we go again.
He's the special one, the chosen one.
No, I just heard a voice in my head. That happens all the time.
I know.
I mean, you all heard it. It's not as
Oh.
if it was specifically to you, but you
okay.
all heard it in your
We're
head.
all the chosen one.
Yeah, but it was more focused towards you because of your
I guess what I
Your-
said. Yeah.
because of what
promise.
you said.
Well, that was a first for me. No, not a first.
I was about to say I cast message.
All the time.
no.
No, I don't cast message.
Stop casting message.
Has he been with you since birth?
I'm not quite sure. It seems to be very weak.
Mm-hmm.
but
Hey.
it has been trying to contact. If there is something that needs my attention specifically, it will warn me. But it's been long time since last.
That is quite incredible. And above table for a second, because you said you hear a similar voice. Can you refresh my memory?
It is extremely similar to the voice you heard when you first arrived in this existence.
Oh, it's the voice.
Oh, it's
The dying one.
Nice.
Yeah.
We're gonna go full Randy Orton. I hear
The
voices in my
voices.
head.
The voices.
We're gonna
Right.
drink stuff to make the frogs go gay.
Oh no,
To bring it to you, Alex Jones, but frogs are already gay.
I would say we will leave it at that with this reveal. It is starting to get near 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
Very true.
A nice potential to think over what you're going to ask.
So there is space in the beginning of next session to ask the king more.
I mean, you could.
I don't know if I want to ask more, but
Yeah, for
He's
someone
the
who didn't
king.
want to talk to the
He's the
king, you have a
king.
lot of questions.
I mean, he started to become interesting. I'm sorry. I blame the DM.
He's the king.
Anyway.
Sometimes I feel like I'm only creating characters that have very, very in-depth like connections, but sometimes you are also all taking it a little too far. What is connected to what? So that's the fun of it.
Hey, we didn't.
Anyway.
We didn't do that with Fairlight. Farlight.
Anyway, I think it's time.
True. Yeah.
Farlight?
Yeah. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. We'll
Don't
be
forget.
there next Monday.
Don't forget.
We have a Discord.
Don't forget.
Don't forget.
Don't forget.
Don't forget to
Subscribe and
subscribe and like and follow.
comment
Oh,
and do shit and
Send it to your mother and your father and
Yeah.
your
send it to
dog.
everybody. And his
Spread it
mother.
far and wide. Reddit. Anyway, as always,
Breasticles.
breasticles.
jeez.
Gute Nachten.